Hello, this week I wanted to try to make Dexter's laboratory in Unity. I'm gonna make a round boiling flask, the Erlenmeyer flask, some stands for the bottles, and the table. And in Blender, you can see I made a round boiling flask, made the Erlenmeyer flask, and then I made a bracket that holds them up in the air, and a little stand that kind of keeps it um, like elevated off the thing. I made a little glass tube and a cork, and then I unwrapped everything here in Blender, and then for those ones, oopsie, and then this is kind of what everything was looking like when I first modeled it. The bracket had um, outside faces that I had to flip around, and these are just the like polygonal models that you can see. And for the bracket, just because we're not going to be able to see too much on it, I just added a metal um, material to it with some like little rubber ends on it. And for the stands, I kind of did the same thing just because it's going to be like sliding around on the table, added some little rubber parts, sandblasted metal for the bottom, and some brushed metal. How the UVs were set, they just needed to be flipped around, so I just created two versions of the metal brush just so it can have the same grain pattern coming up and down. For the Erlenmeyer flask, I added a little decal and some measurement lines. It doesn't really show up too well in Unity. I think I made the opacity slider for the material a little too low, so I gotta play with that to bring it the so you can see the decal better in the glass. And for the big large boiling flask, I did some measurement lines, so the 1,000 milliliter measuring thing. The same thing with the decal, and then I kind of just started hand painting in some edge wear. And for the table, I kind of went pretty crazy with the normal stamps. Just gave them more designs to the table, given screws. I made little screens over here using a little painter or a Photoshop texture that I had made somewhere in the alphas. I'll be able to find out. I don't know. I just wrote some text. It says like temperature and all this, but you can't really read it. It's just for kind of show. And then it's the same picture just snapped right next to it. You can see here. And then for the painted a little black screen on it. And then for the emissive lines, I just used this paint in a line with a little minus is the, I can't find it. Where is it? Maybe in the mask. I don't know. But emissive lines, it was just a little line that I painted on all the little normal stamps that I had put on there. Um, the caution lines, just on like places that might be hot. Screws, and then you can see when we turn off all the stamps, it's just a very flat surface. And then I gave rubber around the edges, and then a fill layer just to try to give it some different colors. Made everything kind of stand out and pop. But it's realistically just a very flat uh, box, as you can see. And then with everything inside Unity, I just added a little light right above the table. It's still using the ceiling light that comes standard in there. And then you can see the nice grain pattern like a stainless steel table. You can see some of the decals, but they're very faint, just like they've been worn and scratched off. Got a cork material on the glass tube, and then with everything with the opacities, you try to make it look like glass. Messing with the materials for the shaders to get everything to kind of give it the feel with the emissives. And this will be for the beginning portion of the Dexter's laboratory. Thank you very much.